I love the shadow.
Yeah, it's nice. And I mean, here again, this thing comes from an army photograph where a group of soldiers are creating camo netting, and this is a prop.
The whole background thing, or
no,
what?
just this tree.
Oh, this tree.
And when I saw that, the whole image of her and her dolls and her house came into my mind.
Right. So, was there camo netting anywhere on this at all?
Yeah, it
or?
was covered with camo netting.
Oh, so you kind of had to extract it.
There's a lot of erasing that goes on. Or even like this, I work with a professional retoucher. She's done it for 30 years. She's like, she'll retouch like Ache for the Met, or, you know. And we built this house. I mean, it was actually a smaller shed with open doors and different windows, and we actually kind of collaged together components of the timber to build a new structure.
Wow. And so with this kind of armature here, there's a lot that you made up then, if you had to take away the camo.
Yes.
Just to kind of rebuild and fill in.
The dolls all came from found photographs of dolls. The coat hangers I photographed in the studio, real coat hangers, and then we collaged the dolls and the coat hangers together to give the dolls the mechanism to be on it. So it's there's probably 40 found photographs in this picture.
Right.
And then 10 that I've taken.
I think I remember there was one in the last show where you had your own, like, I think it was a clothesline with laundry or something.
Yes.
That was your own photograph that
Yes.
then you
Yes.
superimposed. So
Yeah.
same kind of thing. It's really interesting.
Yeah. And one of the things I like is that I feel like she's making this gesture as if she's kind of thinking about the dolls in their head. You know, like she's making a kind of doll head gesture.
So as you're piecing these together, is there a story in your mind that always
there
kind
is
of
a kind of
evolves,
story
and that's
here.
how you know what
Yes.
to do next,
Yes.
almost?
And I can't really tell you the story in a kind of line by line way, but I mean, I just
Well, the mind
have an
doesn't always work that
idea
way.
about how all these things fit together. And,
Right.
and I can't, if I don't have it, I don't have it. You know, like I have great photographs that I just have no,
Right.
you know, the bell hasn't rung yet, you know.
You have to find the other one out there in the world that's going to put it all together.
This is called anagram.
Now, all these letters, I'm assuming you put on yourself?
Many of them were found just the way they are.
Oh, really? Like,
and I built up a little collection of people wearing letters. And then I got the idea for making a photograph where there was an anagram.
So the letters stand for something?
Yeah, the letters, I mean, it's not a riddle that you're expected to know, but let's say you owned the photograph. Over time, you would figure it out.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like someday you'd say, let's figure out that anagram.
Right.
And you'd get a pencil out and you'd call out all the letters and your daughter would write them down and you'd work on it.
And it will turn into something.
And it'll turn into a word.
Okay.
So for that reason, many of them were found the way they are, and then some of them I changed their letters.
Okay, so I'm going to have to figure this out later, you know that?
Like this guy was wearing a B, but I made him have a W.
W.
And I made him have the W because I like the way it interacts with the crossed.
Yeah.
You know.
So SSOWHMRMEL.
Yeah, there's 2 L's. This kid has an L too. Right there.
He has an L, the little guy here?
Yeah, see right down there on his jacket?
God, I'm definitely going blind.
And this guy has an A on his tie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that reminds me of, who was that guy? Al Hirsch, is it Hirschfield? Not Al. You know, the guy that did all the...
Ninas.
The Ninas.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes. That is his name, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I mean, just the A hiding there reminded me of that.
So anyhow, that's a project for another day.
Yeah.
This is a kind of kinky sleepaway camp.
Oh, boy. Yeah, some counselor.
And this is a Moroccan dig.
Oh, wow. Have you traveled extensively?
Nope.
No, not at all.
Only in my mind.
Just in your mind.
I wanted to show you this peacock. Where is he?
Oh, look at this with the TVs.
Yeah. That's called Spells. Where is this?
I love that.
Oh, okay. We're nearing the end here. I don't want to overload you too much. That, as you might imagine, is millions of photos.
Wow.
Although the hardest part of that photograph was building the pavement.
Oh, the pavement is all
Yeah.
built up.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It all of a sudden reminds me of the surfaces here.
Yeah.
Um,
It was made in a lot the same way.
do you work on several of these at once, or do you tend to focus
I
on
work
one?
on 2 or 3 of them at once, but no more than that.
Right. Oh, look at that beautiful shadow too. Now, does your retoucher? I mean, that looks stiff, so hard.
No, there's a lot of shadow making. There's a lot of, I mean, for example, I repositioned the broken windows here.
Oh, wow.
You know, there's a lot of things that I do that, like, it's one of those things, the better you do it, the more someone else doesn't know you've done
Right.
it at all,
So
you know.
subtle.
But yeah, we worked very hard on the shadows and the tracks. And we reconfigured this stuff.
There's just little footprints all over.
Yes, yeah. It's all fictional, and yet it all, you know, I was just thinking, when I was little, I lived with my grandparents for a while. And my grandfather used to feed these pheasants cracked corn. And then we would do it in certain patterns. So they would troop around in the snow after the corn, and then we would make almost like drawings with their tracks.
Oh, how
You know what I
fun.
mean?
Yeah, well, it's funny because when it was
See, this isn't funny. I mean, I don't think
no,
it's
it's not funny.
Yeah.
This is not funny.
Yeah.
But it's funny. My memory of seeing these for the first time. I knew your work. It was complete serendipity. I had walked into Lilong because I saw that you were having a show, and then it was just like, what?
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't
Yeah.
expect.
Yes.
And then I was looking at them, and I'm like, oh, she's doing photography now. And then it was like, wait a minute, you know, and
It's like when
Yeah.
I showed the botanical collages to Greg Hussera, who's my dealer in Seattle
I
and
know
has
Greg.
been for a long time. He looked at them and he said, "They're so you." You know, because when you look at them really closely, there are these very unnatural,
yes,
you know, botanically improbable. You
well,
know,
there's always some
yes.
little cartoon. There's a Jane Hammond flower in every
Yeah.
vase where it's just
They're botanically improbable in the sense that the peach is blooming on the branch of the blah blah blah.
right.
And then they're also very mixed in their stylistics. And they're also very mixed in the kind of printmaking they use. Like a given one can be a lino cut with a lithograph, with a relief print, with a rubber stamp, with a digital,
Right.
with something hand drawn, with something that's just cut out paper,
Right.
you know, etc.
Which is what's so great. I mean, that's what is so sad. I'm such a process person. I
Yeah.
love to know how things
Yeah.
are made.
Yeah.
And so, I wanted to ask you specifically about some of those. And I have my laptop, which has the images of the ones we just got.
So why don't you
So if
bring
you wanted to
you want to bring your
look at
laptop
those
in here?
specifically, yeah, I could do that. I actually have it right here.